guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about some football errors. I know we talk a lot about baseball. Today we're going to be switching up and talking about some NFL stuff. We're going to be talking about the 1989 Pro Set and its errors. Introductory set to the NFL officially licensed card. So pretty cool. A lot of errors in the set. It's kind of famous for its errors. So there is two sets in this two series, released in this set when it first came out, and they were just correcting it on the fly, like licensing issues, little things left off the cards, and they would just correct it as they went along. So you get this really huge list of errors, and this one is pretty definitive. I'm sure I've left out some, so cut me some slack. So I hope you guys are all doing well. My San Francisco Giants are doing well. Number one right now. I'm loving that. And I know you guys may not be too crazy about that, but leave a comment down below that says Go Giants, and I'll send you something for free. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But I'm really excited about that. I hope you guys are checking out my buddy Darren at grunttalksmlb.com. He has a website that is actually hosting my videos, and he's not paying me. I'm not paying him, but go check him out when you get a chance. I'm really thankful for his support. When you go to his website, he's got a lot of cool stuff over there, funny stuff. He's got his own videos besides hosting mine. He's got his own over there. And a lot of funny stuff. It is different sports, mainly baseball. He's a little bit of a Yankees guy. I don't hold that against him. And that's okay, though. All right, and let's get started, guys. We're going to run through these errors here real quick. Quite a bit of value in this set as far as a lot of rookies. You know, the Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders, Troy Aikman rookies. The Series 2 is much more valuable than the Series 1 just because it has those rookies in there. Founded by Ludwell Denny in 1988. Came out for about 6 years. He ran into some money problems and they had to close shop on that. The 1990 set is actually, probably has more errors. Anyway, it's just as famous for its errors as this 89 set that we're going to talk about today. So let's get started. We're going to start with number 47, William Perry, the fridge, the refrigerator from the Chicago Bears. Very large guy. So he actually came out on the card, number 47. The set did not have permission to put him on the card. It was an unlicensed thing where he didn't want to be on the cards for some reason. Whatever, I don't know. They pulled the card and they replaced it with Ron Morris. There we go. And replaced. So those are considered variations, not necessarily errors, but pretty cool if you have that William Perry. Now, William Perry does come up a couple times in this set. We're going to talk about those as we go. Moving on, number 53, Mike Dicka. So obviously Hall of Fame coach of the Bears. Everyone knows that, kind of a household name. So there's a variation on this where, see that little banner there at the bottom? That's the Hall of Fame banner, and there's a variation with or without that banner. So, and that's kind of a common thing. As we go through, you'll see a lot of missing banner variations. Unfortunately, not commanding a whole lot of value. I would definitely say there's more value in this set with the Hall of Famers and rookies than there is the actual errors. But they're still fun, and they're still talked about a lot. So let's keep on moving here. Number 60, Rodney Holman. They put Bengals in all caps. There's a variation with it being lowercase. So I didn't have an example of that, and those are considered variations, not errors. Number 100, John Elway. Well, that's a household name we know. So the error is actually where it has on the back that he was drafted in the first round in 1983. Well, that was not correct. The corrected card came out that he was acquired in a trade in 83. That was the corrected one. Number 193, Stacy Torren. So this is kind of a tragic story here. Stacy Torren died in a car accident, and there's a banner down there at the bottom I'm pointing at, and that is the corrected one. Well, again, not corrected, but a variation. They left off the banner on another variation and also did not include on the back that he had died in a car accident. So kind of a sad reason, but that was the variation there. Number 214, Farrell Edmonds. Last name is spelt Edmonds with a U, and that's the way it should be spelled. The error is, this is a corrected one here, but the error was they spelled it with an O. Next card, number 260, Raymond Berry, coach for the Patriots. He is a Hall of Fame coach as well. And there's a variation with or without the Hall of Fame banner at the bottom. This is obviously the one without. Bobby Hebert, number 266. In the fourth line, it says passers in 42 and 0, but it should be passes in 42 and 0. So that was an error, and they did come back and correct that. Chuck Knoll, number 355. Says he is one of only 3 NFL coaches to lead the same team for 20 consecutive seasons, but it's actually one of 2. So it was a mistake that did not make the stat look so good. It's only one of 2 coaches. Brian Bosworth, number 391. So this is interesting. They have a variation where it says on the front that he was a linebacker for the Seahawks when it should have said Seattle. Now that's not considered an error, but normally it just says the city instead of the actual team name. So it says Seahawks instead. That was just a variation. With or without that one you can get. Going back to Anthony Miller, I skipped him. 363. On the back there's an error that says he has 14.8 total touchdowns. Well, I don't think you can have a fraction when it comes to touchdowns. It should have been 3 total touchdowns. Number 404, Kurt Warner. On the error on the second line. On the back it says he's an all-time leader in rushing yards with 1,455. But that is incorrect. It should be a lot more than that, 6,074. So that was the corrected one, the correction they made there. Now, next one is a weird one. Number 445, Thomas Sanders. Well, that year they put him on had 2 different card numbers. He was 445 and 446. Now, the reason is probably this. So here's another card number 445. William Perry, the refrigerator. So once again, the card came out with him on there when it should have been Thomas Sanders. Well, I couldn't find a whole lot of explanation on that. It's safe to say that there was a licensing issue there, so they just kind of put Thomas Sanders on both of them and pulled the William Perry. I got a few of these. They weren't very hard to find. And here's the real Thomas Sanders. Please stand up. Also on the same team, the Bears. All right, number 455, Blair Bush and Eric Dickerson. So both cards have the same number. So if you have both those cards, they're both the same number, 455. So they didn't correct that. That was just part of the master set that there's 2 different 455s, just the way it was. Okay, the next one is 463, Greg Townsend. This is another example where 2 players had the same card number because James Lofton also had card number 463. Hang on, guys. We're almost done here. Number 478, Jim Mcmahon. He's a quarterback for the Chargers. So this one has a couple different variations where the traded banner may or may not be on the front, as well as a reference to card number 44 on the back. So there's 2 different issues there, but 2 variations total of this. Okay, card number 480, Ernest Biner. So kind of a weird one. It may or may not have the traded banner on the front here, but also on the back, it may or may not have reference to card number 74 written on the back and kind of in the bottom of the bio there. There's actually 4 different total variations of this. So 2 different issues and 4 different combinations. There's another one kind of like that here, number 483, Gerald Riggs, with or without the traded banner, and with or without the C also card number on the back. Card number 483, and there's 4 different total variations of this one as well. So kind of weird one there. Gizmo Williams. So the first line on the back, this is card number 535. On the back, it misspells the word football. Well, I think if you're going to spell any word correct, it should be the word football, but they left off an L on the back of it. So probably my favorite one there. There's also a variation where it has with or without the scouting photo on the front. So you have 3 different variations of this card, 3 different possibilities. Whereas the football is obviously an error, but the variations with the scouting photo, very complicating. 3 different total ones. Number 539 will round it out here. James Jefferson. There's an error where there's no prospect banner on the front. They did come back and correct that. So that's it. A lot of errors in this set. I do have a feeling I may have missed a couple. It's a pretty big list there, but I think I got most of them, if not all of them. Guys, I hope you are tuning in and liking and subscribing. I got more videos on the way, I promise. I will say that there's definitely some life changes going on. If you notice the background changes, it's because I'm getting ready to move, getting married. That's good news. But I appreciate you guys' support, liking and subscribing, and we'll see you next time.